So how deep should I travel in my squat? How low should I get? What's the correct depth? Well, the answer is it depends on your hips. So as far as your hips let you move, then that's how far you should go. And here's why. I'll demonstrate this. I'm going to tuck my shirt in so that you can really see what's happening. But as I come down, you'll notice I can get very low. All the way. I can get my butt right almost down to the ground, right? But at a certain point here, my butt goes under, my hips wink. We call it butt wink. There's many other names for it, but that's as far as my hips can travel. And then after that, now the movement is coming from my low back. My spine is rounding. So we don't want that. Your spine is very good at compression forces, but it's very weak in twisting or torsion forces. So you want your spine to just be strong and stable and not have to bend like that, especially down here. So what are some things that you can do? Well, notice again, how do you find that point where your hips, that's all they can move, and then now your spine is going to take over? You can have someone else stand behind you and kind of come down with you with their hand on your low back and tap when they feel these lower vertebrae move. But you can do this for yourself as well. So if I'm going to squat, right there, that's where I stop. Okay? So now I know that spot. Now I'm kind of feel where that is. Boom. That's my spot. So that's as far as I should go. Now there's a few things that we can do to help us get into that low position, right? Allow our hips to move better. So for one thing, it's your ankle dorsiflexion. Okay, how much can you bring? How far can you bring your toes to your shin? And that's important because as we squat, as we come down, our knee does naturally travel on or past our toes. So if we can improve that, then our knee has more room to travel. It's safer, it doesn't come in, and it also allows our hips the full range of movement that they can do. So if we elevate our heels, that is going to give us that dorsiflexion, and then that's going to improve the depth of our squat. So notice now, again, I have a very pronounced elevation here, but you might only need maybe some weight plates. Just elevate your heels a little bit, maybe an inch, maybe two, but just to show you how much of a difference here. But when I squat now, see, I can get much lower and my spine is still straight, my low back doesn't bend under. So that is one trick that can help you get lower in your squat, have more depth, but still do that safely. For most people, the depth of their squat, how far they can come down correctly with their hips, not their low back, is usually about the depth of their knee. So hips just above or at the knee. That's for most people, that's a safe spot to guess at. So if you're still not sure, you're like, I really don't know, I don't have a concept of where my low back is, then one thing you can do is a box squat. So having a bench, a box, something behind you where you can feel, get some tactile feedback as to where you are. So you put that at a good height, you sit down, adjust it, see it's roughly at my knees, and now I'm going to squat, all right? I come back down, I know where to go to, I'm not gonna go too far, and I can adjust that height, put a weight plate or something there to make sure that I don't go down too low. So that's one way of being very safe and for sure getting the proper depth of your squat.